Hey, my name's Kimberly. For those of you who don't know me, I was in an abusive relationship for over 10 years. Obviously, not all the years were bad, but most of them was good. So I'm writing a book right now, and I just wanted to read a piece of it. I just want to get my story out there. I don't really have a name for the book yet, so right now I'm just calling it Unseen, but I'm sure it'll change. And for those of you who do know me, I know you know I have kids, and you're probably thinking like, no, don't do this. Like, they're gonna see it one day, but unfortunately my kids have seen pretty much everything I've been through, especially my 12-year-old. And I just wanna, get this out there. And then also I feel like this is a part of my healing process. And you can't really get to know me if you don't know the real me. All right, here we go. Why me? Why me? God, please make the pain stop. Ilana cried as she sat there in disbelief that she was still being beaten by her husband after years of abuse. I just want to die. God, please take me. I can't do this anymore. Sitting in the closet, rocking back and forth, telling herself to just leave. Take your kids and run. Listening to these voices in her head, not knowing what to do and no one to talk to. Because she was trying to keep up a perfect image to the world. Everyone thinking she has a perfect life with a perfect husband and beautiful kids. Reminiscing every day about all the shit she's been through. It all started with just a push, she says, already holding back tears. I see the pain in her eyes. Where do I even start? Start from wherever you feel comfortable. There's going to be a lot of story jumping, but it'll all make sense in the end. I want to talk about the first time I felt like he degraded me as a woman, as a mother of his child. We were 16. One day after getting out of the shower, I was cleaning our bedroom. I found an old bottle from our 1-year-old that went missing 2 weeks ago, and we didn't think to check under there. Pulling it out, saying ew, as I'm watching the chunks of milk break apart. That's where you went. Babe, look at this. It was under the bed, Ilana says. Continuing to clean, Spencer turns around. Ilana, Spencer says with such a firm voice. You know I have to work in a few hours. Why are you cleaning now? This room is a mess, and you were playing the game. I figured I had time to clean up a bit. That doesn't matter. Do it later. I need to relax before I go in. Going back and forth for about 20 minutes over something so small, she says he eventually picks up the old milk bottle, opens it up and shakes it all over her. Her crying, Spencer, stop. Spencer, stop. Why would you do that? Ilana pauses in the middle of her story, stands up and tilts her head back, and takes a deep breath. Watching as she slowly sits back down, not knowing if I should speak or not, she continues her story. Her daughter runs in the room from all the fuss. Mommy? Her daughter says. Mommy's okay, baby. She smiles at her and gives her a hug and sends her back into the living room. As Ilana heads into the bathroom to take another shower, she hears, I'm sorry. At this point, wondering, well, you were 16, where was your mother? Crying in the shower, she hears the doorbell ring. Spencer calls out, Ilana, it's for you. Tell them I'm in the shower, she says. Give me a sec. As she continues to hurry and wash the chunks of milk out her hair, she gets out and throws on one of Spencer's t-shirts and a pair of sweats. She walks and opens the door, and it's the Mormon people she asked yesterday to come back today. Good evening, is this a good time? They asked, knowing they see her bloodshot, puffy eyes from crying. Looking at her clothes because just the day before she was in a nice button-up blouse and slacks. No, not really, Ilana says with disappointment. Well, can we say a prayer for you? Yes, I told them. As I ended their prayer, she winds up telling them they can come in for a few minutes. Not thinking for herself, but hopefully so Spencer can get something from it. As time goes by, they leave, and the house is quiet. Ready to lay down for the night, she lays on the couch, not wanting to disturb Spencer until it's time to wake him for work. Her story ends. How did you feel after that happened? I said calmly. I felt so belittled. That's all she said as the session ended. So many thoughts were wandering in my head. I don't want her to go home by herself until I realized she was finally safe. I'll see you next week, she says while shutting the door. A few weeks go by and eventually I knew almost everything, and it felt like she was never going to get through this pain. How can someone be this strong, never letting anyone know what she's been going through? As she walks in the room, she says, today, I want to tell you about when I finally made the decision to leave. One night we were arguing about something that happened in the past. At some point during the argument, I stepped outside and sat down on the stairs. The lady upstairs from us was bringing up her groceries. This lady had heard almost every argument. She stopped and looked at me. As she was about to say something, Spencer opens the door and tells me to come back inside. "So this is what you want?" Spencer yells. "You want everyone in our business? You want them to feel sorry for you, huh? Speak!" As he continues to yell. "She hears you every time. These walls are so thin, Spencer. I don't need anyone to feel sorry for me. I'm only sorry I've ever met you. I wish you would die," Ilana says as he's turning away. He turns around and picks Ilana up by her throat as her feet are dangling. Ilana starts to dig her nails in his hands, hoping he will let go. As she starts to grasp for air, feeling her body getting weaker and weaker. She starts to black out, losing her vision, thinking this is it. How can a man that tells you he loves you do this? How can he sleep peacefully at night knowing what he's doing to his wife? As he finally lets go, she drops to the floor.